Hello. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Kavya, and this is Kuldeep. We're from IIT Guwahati. Compared to the other projects, ours is a very humble one. We did a project in IIIT Hyderabad under cognitive science, and it would be unfair not to mention our team. So we were actually a group of four. Two of us are here, and the others are, as you can see, Ayushi and Abhishek. One of them's from IIT Guwahati and the others from Patna. So about our project, we basically developed a game for rehabilitation center. So we had a target audience. So we targeted basically two kinds of patients. One is a stroke patient, and the other is people suffering from cerebral palsy. So in both these cases, basically the person has a functioning body, but the signal is lost along the way. So you have your brain is fine and your body parts are fine. Your mother is healthy, but the signal is lost in the process. Like, for example, in a stroke patient, you probably suffered an accident or something like that. So you had like a long recovery period of maybe a year or two. So the muscle loses its strength and eventually the signal is lost in the process. And the other case is cerebral palsy, where when the child is in the womb, there's insufficient oxygen. So as the child develops, he develops slightly underdeveloped limbs generally. Okay, so
So exactly what happens ki that is not a physical problem, that is a cognitive problem. Let's say you was on the bed for last 1 or 2 years, so you forget how to move your hand or like that. So there are two methods to heal that thing. So first is what exactly happens ki in your brain, every part is responsible for moving every specific part of your body. So let's say if this point is responsible for moving your hand, so if you do not use it for let's say 1 or 2 years, so it forget how to use it. So you have to get it rehabilitated through, I guess these are the two processes. The first one is surgery. What exactly happens in surgery is that you took out the signal from that brain and put directly to that particular, let's say if hand is not moving, so you get the signal to that hand. So it start moving. But this is a very costly and a very difficult process. As you can see in the image, it's very difficult. You have to open the entire brain, search for that area and then send that. So it's very difficult. And the second one is a physical therapy. You start moving that hand slowly by other means, let's say by exercise or all that. Let's say my left hand is not working properly, so I'd start moving it with my right hand. So it'll rehabilitate it after some time. But this is a very slow and traditional method. Like it rehabilitated after 2 or 3 years. So it's a very bad thing. So what we did, just wait. So what we did, we integrated computer games because of two factors. The first was the motivational and second is some scientific reason. So what we did with computer games is?
So what we developed the game on a Unity. It's a development tool, and we coded using C#. Or it actually even supports Java, and we integrated. See, traditionally, what has already been done is they used sensors to detect the movement. So we integrated Kinect instead. So it completely puts away the sensors and a lot of wires. It's you just have to stand in front of Kinect and it recognizes your gestures.
I guess all of you are aware with Kinect. It's a 3D camera which detects your depth of the image also. It's different from the normal camera. And the second thing which we used was Oculus. The Oculus is a device to for using virtual reality. Like you can see the entire game in the virtual reality kind of thing.
So we used Oculus mainly to integrate a cognitive factor which we'll be talking about later. It's called mirror box therapy. I think you might have heard of it. Basically, when you suppose my right hand is immobile and my left hand is fully functional, I just hide my right hand and I have a mirror in the middle. So eventually, I keep seeing my right hand moving when my left hand is, and the brain is eventually fooled into believing that it can move the right hand, and it learns like through the process.
So we employed this in a rehab center in Hyderabad only. So this is a patient who was suffering from cerebral palsy, which she discussed earlier, due to the lack of blood oxygen in the mother womb. So we implemented on him. We make him to play this game, and he was really happy. But normal exercise methods are very traditional. It's very boring. So people are very. It's like it's a very slow process. But when you play a game, so it gives you a motivation. So like you have to like we made a volleyball game. So the hand motion was very good in that. So we'll show you the video of that patient. So this is a patient who was suffering from cerebral palsy.
So the patient in question is actually, he suffered from cerebral palsy, and it affected his both hands and legs. So through time he gained movement in the hands, but his legs are yet a little underdeveloped. So eventually he would just keep doing the exercise, and he would gain back the mobility. So when we interacted with him, he said that it was actually very engaging, and he didn't feel like it was an exercise, like how it is for us.
So this was the motivational factor. The second reason was we implemented mirror box therapy. So as she discussed about the mirror box therapy, because you're just fooling the hand which working is called good hand, and the hand which do not work is called the bad hand. So basically you fool your bad hand by showing from the good hand that it's working. So we implemented that thing, like whenever you will move your right hand, so in the game it'll show that you're moving your left hand. So in the virtual reality you don't have sense that which particular body organ is moving. It's a little bit a confusion kind of state to your mind. So that was very much worth in using in the game. And one more added advantage was that normally in the traditional methods of like what the unique point of this thing was, the traditional methods do not give you the exact data, like how much is the progress, how much the patient is moving, and all that stuff. So in our game we implemented this thing, so you can see exactly that which part was moved, which part was doing stuff,
And to what extent, so you can actually measure the patient's improvement with time.
So through this process, you can make any kind of exercise. Like you just have to do few changes. Let's say if the person is not able to move we have to make a exercise from his right hand or right leg. So we made a football game. We can make a football game. So all this stuff. So this is very interesting for the patients also, and for the doctor also, for analyzing the data. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?